Hello, you're through to Merryweather Security Consulting. What can I do for you? Helicopter support unit will be with you right away.
We are here to help. The latest whoever's giving you trouble.
Five different categories today of news, and in no particular order, the new Il Papa, the Pope. Man, oh man, oh man. Now he's changing the rules on the nullification of marriage, making it easier and cheaper. You realize if this guy had been Pope back during the days of Henry VIII, there would not be a Church of England. He would have allowed Henry VIII to get divorced, nullify his marriage, and go ahead and marry Anne Boleyn, and there would not be the Episcopal Church
Interesting.
in the United States today. If this guy had been Pope back during the days, that's what the Church of England's all about. Henry VIII said, "You won't let me divorce this hag?" And the church said no, and then he put Cardinal Wolsey was, went back and forth here in the middle here. And church would not relent, and the people ended up getting assassinated, but we would not have had the story of Thomas More. If this guy had been Pope back then, but the Pope then held fast, and so Henry VIII said, "All right, screw the Catholic Church, I'm going to start my own so I can divorce this babe and marry Anne Boleyn." And he ended up beheading her anyway, so what was it all worth in the end of the day? Anyway, not only is the Pope telling priests out there to change the rules on the annulment of marriage and making it cheaper, there are stories of an internal rebellion or revolt in the Vatican. Oh, by the way, I asked a question last week, and I have the answer. This refugee crisis in the Middle East, it's really not what it is. It's an invasion of Europe by the caliphate. And let's just call it what it is. There's a massive attempt at a caliphate being formed here, and then taking advantage of the big-hearted liberalism of most of the Western socialist democracies, Western European socialist democracies. Anyway, more on that in a moment. I asked a question because the Pope is urging everybody to do what everybody is. Come on, you rich nations, you owe it. I said, does the Vatican open its doors? The Vatican is a city-state. You ever been, Snurdly? You ever been there? Well, it's stunning. They actually have a wall around the entire city. The whole scale is very high wall that dates back in parts to the 16th century. Trump didn't build the wall. I don't know who paid for this wall. But anyway, it's a wall. And anyway, the Pope said they're going to allow two.
Merryweather Security Consulting. How can I help? Goodbye, then.
Yes, they are. I found that out. They're going to let two migrant families move through the Vatican. Anyway, apparently there's a rebellion within the Vatican among so-called conservative or right-wing cardinals who are very distressed at the direction the current Pope is taking the church. That he's actually single-handedly changing the faith, the doctrinal faith. So Fox News had their Catholic priest analyst guest on today, and he was asked about it. He said, no. There's nothing like that going on. The only revolt going on in the Catholic Church is some priests in Germany are making a move that the church ought to recognize gay marriage. So the Fox News priest guest just poo-pooed the stories in the Washington Post, by the way, about the internal strife at the Vatican. No. The only rebellion is a bunch of priests in Germany and maybe Austria who want to really liberalize, which we hadn't heard. So anyway, in relation to that, this, I don't know what you want to call it, the refugee crisis, the migrant crisis, whatever you want to term this, that is overwhelming Europe, has become its own stack today. How many of you, relatively sure the answer to this is well over 80%, how many of you saw the photo of the dead boy washed ashore and then picked up by a crew? And how many of you read and believed that this was a result of this immigration crisis of people not being wanted, being forced to leave home, leave poverty, war-torn, strife, and so forth? Well, that story has begun to unravel about the drowned Syrian boy. Details about, and this is important because this is the way it always happens. Just like in one of the most recent periods of hostility between Israel and Hamas, supposedly pictures of numerous Israeli attacks on schools and innocent children. We later found out that the pictures had been photoshopped, entirely made up. And even after the media found out about it, they continued to run them because, of course, the narrative was all so important. And it's the same thing here. Details about the Syrian family of the 3-year-old boy who drowned as they made their way to Europe from Turkey on a small dinghy began to emerge recently. Some things don't add up. According to the Wall Street Journal, the little boy's father, Abdullah Kurdi, was living in a relatively safe area in a Turkish town for 3 years while working on construction sites for about the equivalent of $17 a day. However, Kurdi, the father, Abdullah Kurdi, told a Syrian radio station it was not enough to support himself and his family, and he relied on his sister, Tima Kurdi, who was a 20-year resident of Canada, to assist in paying rent. Should be noted here that Tima told reporters Thursday the family had just came to Turkey last year, even the Wall Street Journal points out that he came to Turkey 3 years ago. Anyway, the whole thing is not what you think it was. Tima Kurdi, the daughter, told the Wall Street Journal that their father was still in Syria and advised his son to leave Turkey and go to Europe and have his teeth fixed. It was all about getting affordable dental care that they ended up on a boat on the way to Turkey. It wasn't that they were fleeing war-torn strife, poverty, or whatever else. He just needed to go see the dentist. Took the family, a dinghy over, capsized. The only one who survived. Boat capsized on Wednesday. 12 passengers died as a result, including Abdullah's young sons and wife. He was the only member of the family to survive. The photo of his 3-year-old